Well, good morning. We're starting this beautiful day off the Glenwood Yard of Norfolk Southern. Today is going to be a train-filled adventure, just kind of hanging out and looking for locomotives. We'll see where today takes us. But right now, we got a couple coming down the line right here. Norfolk Southern has a reversing Y right here. So these locomotives, they backed up way back up there, went through the switch, and then came back down the track so they could turn the engine so they're facing in that direction. Right now the ground crewman is throwing a switch so they can back into the main yard over there. Our second train-related stop today is here at the CSX yard at Seaboard Station, and we literally just missed the local. It was pulling out down the yard lead as we were pulling in. The only locomotive I can see from here is old 1859 over there, the NC Rail. We are going to go to our third stop of the day, which is a bit of a drive from here, but should be interesting. Buckle up, here we go. Okay, one side trip before we get to our third destination for today. We are walking in the longleaf pine forests of Weymouth Woods State Reserve for a couple reasons. One, I wanted to get my park passport stamped again, mainly because the last time I had gotten it stamped here, I accidentally ran it through the washing machine. And a second reason is I wanted to see if we could see any red cockaded woodpeckers while we're out here. Just real quick. There's a couple of nest holes right up there. Woodpeckers like these trees because of that sap you can see running down the trunk below it. The woodpeckers put their holes in these trunks. That sap runs down and it keeps the snakes from climbing up and eating their eggs or their babies.
Got a bigger stick than mine.
What you doing, Bess?
Making a trail
For what?
for my followers so they know where I am. And they know that this is mine.
There they are. All right, there's an active red cockaded woodpecker nest. You can see they've drilled holes all the way around. All the way around. So there's a lot of sap running down this tree. I photographed him here before. Well, no luck waiting for that woodpecker. I realized even though it's really warm out, it's still only the beginning of February, so they're not going to be feeding nestlings and taking care of babies, so the likelihood that they're going to be sticking around their nest for very long in the wintertime is pretty low. So we're going to get back in the car and head on to our next destination. Our third railroad stop today is here in the town of Aberdeen, North Carolina, the spiritual home of my model railroading career, and also the home
There.
of the Aberdeen and Rockfish Railroad. And this is their headquarters. The Aberdeen and Rockfish Railroad is a little over 130 years old, and they're still in operation today. They run between here in Aberdeen, and they run all the way up to, or they run out to Fayetteville, which is about 40 miles and change. Their station over here used to be a Seaboard Airlines station, so the main line out here belongs to CSX, and actually they have an interchange track here with the Aberdeen and Rockfish, and that way the A&R interchanges with the Aberdeen, Carolina, and Western. What, Bets?
Think flower. If you see a flower with a honeybee on it, think flower.
That's right. So we're gonna wander around town here and see
If you see
if we can see.
with your night vision goggles with the firefly on it, think grass.
Oh. So we're gonna wander around town here and see some of the railroading sites we can see. Is this your Union Station?
Come on. Oh, Lord. This is only for playing.
No.
You can play on it. I'm gonna play train. Dad, would you like to come on our new train?
This is the Aberdeen and Rockfish Railroad engine shed. So that metal building right there was added on to this big brick part. It's a 3-stall brick shed that was built in the steam era days. So when Aberdeen and Rockfish was still running steam, they used to use the brick engine shed there to do all of their work here. So this is the entire
track for the engines to go in.
There sure is. This is the entire engine facility for the entire Shortline. And let's see if we can get a view inside there. But we can see that A&R Road of Personal Service. You can see that yellow, no, not yellow, orange and blue and white color scheme on the side of that locomotive in there. So that sanding tower was used to fill the sand boxes on steam and diesel engines, and the A&R need it because up that track going that way is the Bethesda grade, which takes them uphill on their way to Fayetteville, the other terminus of the A&R Railroad. Oh, one more trip by the engine shed before we head on out of town to our 4th stop of the day. So I have a deep and abiding love for this tiny little railroad. Check out this area. These guys never threw anything away. Oh, you see that slope right there? That's where they used to coal up their steam engines. Right now they've got a SUV parked there. But they've got old track mobiles and fish plates and rail and tie plates and all sorts of stuff stored out here. Goodness gracious. So much stuff. So now we're following the right-of-way, the old Southern Railway right-of-way that is now used by the Aberdeen, Carolina, and Western to get down to the city of Aberdeen, where it interchanges with the A&R and with the CSX. And we're seeing some of their customers right here. Here's a fuel loading racks right there, or unloading racks as it were. Here's another customer, it's a propane dealer. Looks like they can pull the car off there in the side. Here we are in Pinehurst, the famous golf courses on either side of the car here, and the railroad track running right through the center of it all. This kind of looks like maybe the old Pinehurst Railroad Station? I don't know. Now it's a realty office?
I think it's
Interesting.
the train station.
I think it is the train station. I think you're right, Beth. That's the old train station. So it's too good to pass up. We're still on our way. ACWR yard and headquarters area, but this road that comes off of State Route 211 is called Dead Man Curve. And I assume, oh, there goes a fox squirrel. Cool. This must be the Dead Man Curve right here. Oh wow, it's if you're going quickly along there, you will not do well. The Aberdeen, Carolina, and Western car shops and offices. Wow. That is a much bigger building than I was expecting to see. There's their cool logo.
A logo?
Yeah.
What is a logo?
A logo is like a picture that has your name on it that represents your company.
Where? That one? Right there?
Wow, look at that. I don't know. I don't know what livery that is. And they've got a baggage car? It's ACWR SD40. So that is an old Union Pacific, looks like a S-Switcher SW, but now owned and operated by the ACWR.
I don't see it.
That is crazy.
I don't see it.
Must be the plant switcher for that grain elevator over there. There's a train sitting on the track here. And here's some ACW and R. There goes the CSX locomotives. Cool. ACWR switches out this grain elevator. Yep. There goes this. Grain is like corn, soybeans, that sort of thing. So Purdue is a big producer of grain. And so that's what all those... Yeah, and you see all those hopper cars?
Canadian National hopper car.
Yep. They're a big grain shipper, so that would make sense.
I love Canadian National. Norfolk Southern, Canadian National, and Norfolk Southern.
Yep.
Those are, and the CSX.
And the CSX.
I like, those are all about you.
You see that big old grain elevator? Well, you probably don't, since you're facing backwards. You do?
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, I can see the grain.
Yeah, you can see the grain elevator now?
Yeah, it's back.
Yep. We caught up to the CSX engines. Yeah.
I don't see them.
Well, we're about to go past them.
There they are.
There they are.
And
There they are. It looks like they're hooking up to a train. Maybe they might be pushing it backwards. Let's drive down that road and see what we can find out what they're doing. All right, there's those locomotives. Yep, they're pushing these grain cars backwards. That was pretty cool. Okay, very last stop before we head home is this location. We have this big aluminum barn here, which we're going to go check out because I've heard on the interwebs that there might be a steam engine stored inside here. Also, you can see the Aberdeen, Carolina, and Western Main Line over there. Across this field the ACWR stores some of their locomotives and some of their maintenance of the way equipment. So we're going to go over there and take a look, take a peek at the locomotives real quick. But first, we're going to come over here and peek inside this aluminum barn. See anything?
No. Yeah. Those parts.
Oh. Yeah,
I don't see any animals.
Yeah, I don't see any. I don't see a steam engine in there either. Benny just stepped in that fire ant pile. No, back up, bud. Don't step in it again. See all the ants?
Yeah.
Yeah, made them mad. Okay, let's walk around here.
Around the fire.
Right, around the fire ants. I think the story of that barn having a steam locomotive in it is just that, a story, because there aren't any doors on this thing big enough to fit a steam locomotive through. Look at these beauties.
What is that?
The tractors?
Yeah.
Those are maintenance of way equipment, so that's how they fix ties and rail and ballast. Oh wow, they've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 locomotives out here. Yeah.
Why that?
Why 6? I don't know. That's how many they parked here. What's the matter, honey bun? These things are so freaking big. What's that?
Then he wants to see the engine's wheels from up close.
Mm-hmm. There they are.
Yeah, right here. It's cool to touch its engine. Look, I think where you can find on here. Let's go.
Cool. All right, guys, you ready? You ready to head home?
No, not yet.
Not yet.
Benny loves walking on the railroad. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I have to say, getting up next to those GP40Ws was a pretty cool ending for today's train adventure. Thank you for joining us today. We had beautiful weather. We found some cool railroading related stuff. Found the headquarters to a Shortline, the Carolina, Aberdeen and Western, or Aberdeen, Carolina and Western. Keep forgetting what it's called. Yeah, never seen that headquarters before. I'd seen the locomotives a few times. Found these guys here before. Thanks for joining us. And remember, you can find adventure anywhere. So get out there and find an adventure of your own. And if you want to keep up with our adventures, hit that subscribe button. Thanks, and we'll see you next time. Some bones in the road.
Where?
Right here. It's a canine. I think it's a fox. See that canine tooth?
Yeah.
And here's some
Dad.
carnassial teeth. There's a shoulder blade.
Whoa.
There's some leg bones.
We can cool off with some sand. We have to cool off these
Yeah, it's
bones.
been run over a few times. That's why it's in kind of rough shape. All right,
We have to cool off.
back to the code. There's another tooth. Okay.
Let's have some bones so we know that it's a fox.
Back to the car.